We're recording now, right? Yeah, right.
We're recording?
Yeah.
We're in the podcast? We've
We
entered the zone
yes,
where the
we
podcast
have
is.
we definitely have entered the podcast right here. And
Let's go.
and speaking of podcasts, welcome everyone to my channel. I am Zana Katie, your host. This is the Good Vibes of a Catgirl podcast, and here we have a special guest, the homie Freeced,
What's
aka
good?
aka Freeced with 6 E's, aka Freeced, aka Fleeced,
Never AKA
aka
Freeced.
aka Me Freeced, aka Freecent.
AKA is one I'm waiting on.
Finished.
Okay, there's another one I'm waiting on. I'm gonna make Young Fweezy a thing. I don't care how long
AKA
it's
Young Fweezy in the
Young
house.
Fweezy. AKA Freeced on the beat, apparently. As every voice chat I join these days makes me well aware.
I mean, honestly though, your beats are kind of nice.
The beats are never least. The only other rapper that I listened to was Freeced. Who said
Hey,
that?
Schwabity. But on what track?
On what track, chat?
Yeah,
This is an
chat.
interactive performance now.
Hey yo,
My
how about this? First one to guess gets a VIP for the rest of the stream.
yo. Somebody says braggadocious. I don't think they get VIP. It's not Tadashi. It's not braggadocious, right? I'm not tripping.
I don't think it's braggadocious.
No. Right? Can I say this? Right album. Wrong song.
Yeah, it's actually,
It's a Sanskrit word. It means bow to the king.
yeah, that's definitely not braggadocious.
It's not on JFK Flex. That's not a Schwabity song.
I know. I was just saying.
Incredible. Can you guess again?
Actually, yeah,
We'll do
I think it is. You know what?
It's not braggadocious, and it's not from Real Music.
Or was it? Was it? What does Schwabity mean?
It is. You get VIP for the rest of your own stream.
Ayo. Yeah, if
Falcon,
you.
why would it be a horrorcore song? Why would that be the one where he says the only other rapper that I listen to is Freeced? Is that supposed to be horrible?
I mean, honestly, if you're not listening to Freeced, eventually bad things will happen to you.
Oh, okay. That's a little menacing. The only bad thing that'll happen to you if you don't listen to Freeced is that you probably get fewer good vibes than usual.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing, right?
Although I will say my last two videos that I put out, one is like impeccable good vibes because it's the Thunderclap Flash acoustic, and one is like I don't know. It's just real talk, you know what I mean? First time I've like really dropped something like that on my channel. Well, I did do that song a while back. That was literally called the Depression song. So maybe not.
I totally did not just space out for a second that it went silent.
Oh yeah, y'all ever dissociate during stream?
Honestly, at least once every other stream.
That's a technique. People are like, they're so deep. What are they thinking about? And it's like, nah, head empty.
Oh, so I'm not sure, or actually, looking at the audience, they probably already know. But for those of you who don't know Freeced, or like know of him but don't know too much, he has recently been crowned something. Would you like to talk about that?
Yes, I was homecoming queen. I was Miss USA. Um, and I was also the Packed Lunch Battle League Season 1 champion.
Hey, that's
One
pretty
truth and
nice.
3 truths and no lies. Yeah, I had my final battle against Jason on Sunday. Was that just this week? Doesn't even feel like it.
I think so.
Yeah, and that was a rematch. We were both 5-1, five wins, 1 loss going into it. My only loss was versus Jason, who I had battled in the second week. And Jason's only loss was versus Connor Quest,
Who you ended up beating.
yeah, who I had won against. So it was kind of like very, as far as our power rankings at the time, it was very, very balanced, I think, because I mean, I had beat the only person to beat Jason, but Jason had beat me. So a lot of people saw it as a grudge match, which is kind of funny. 5'1" is in 5'1". Dark Demon, you're trying to do a bar that I did in the battle. I said Jason was trying to be my second 5'2"X. Shout out my 5'2"X, who's a lovely person.
Hey. I mean, I think you were also saying that something about a foot and
No, I don't remember anything about that.
and
Rap
like
battle.
being 5 or 6-1.
Okay. In the previous battle, I did say another height thing where I was like, I could lose. When I say, I was like, I could lose a foot. I could lose a foot and I would still be. I could lose a foot and 2 inches and I'd still be 5'1". I think that's when I battled Carter, because that would have been the week before when I was 4'1".
Yeah.
I thought when you said foot, I got nervous because people have been quoting the line that I said about Jason's feet at me on Twitter recently. That's the crazy thing about, like...
I wasn't talking about that, but go on.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing about like battling, right? Because like me in general, right? Like I'm like this, you know. I like to wear like cozy clothes, and I like dinosaurs. And literally, I'm on a podcast called "Good Vibes with the Catgirl." Like that's pretty much my aesthetic. But then I enter a battle league, and you gotta, week 1 I'd never battled before, and then week 2 I lost because I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know how to be savage. Week 3 I came back kind of savage, and got more savage. And by the last battle, I was like, I gotta go all out if I'm gonna win. And it's just funny because like ever since like literally the last bar of the battle, I just like, it was like Bastion, like in the short where they introduced Bastion, when he's like in turret mode, and then he like looks around at like the forest he just destroyed, and he's like, oh no, and he like goes back into like regular mode. And the like bird comes back. Like that was me. And so now, and every day since, I just I get people like adding me on Twitter, or like sending me messages and stuff, and being like, yo dude, like what a savage, I can't believe this. And I'm like, oh no, there are a lot of people who only know me through the Battle League, who like haven't heard my music. Like there's a comment on I forget which one, but one of the videos of my battles where somebody was like, "Yo, I wish we could just get 3 rounds of just Freeced with no opponent." And I was like, "Hi, I have a YouTube channel where I have over 50 songs." But it just made me realize that, there's people who don't like who their at first an entire perception of me is as of that person, my rap battle persona,
Yeah.
which is crazy. um but I guess just further accentuates like, how often like the person we are online, or like the person we perform as, is like it it's not like it's necessarily not us, but it's just like it's sort of one facet of our personality that's like amplified times 1,000 for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah. Like, and I think that's probably the same for like a bunch of people, really.
Yeah,
Because there's some music artists that are also known just for their uh, rap personas and shit, uh, but not what they do like outside. Like,
for sure. Um, it's kind of interesting, like when uh when especially when you're known for sort of one thing in your music, which I've never tried to be known for one thing, but I think, and this is not unique to me, but like, you can get known for like having bars that are like funny or clever or whatever. You can like the sort of like stereotype that people make of someone like Zach Boucher, for instance, is that his songs are like emotional. He's like the sad rapper. people
yeah,
people sort of have that like mental image of him. Um, where like I am I am almost absolutely certain that like he has many varied emotions and experiences, and chooses to write songs that reflect sort of a specific side of that. And um but it is interesting when like, say you upload a song a week, like, and that's mostly what you do. That means that there are people, like thousands or millions of people, how, depending on the size of your reach.
oh,
I'm just gonna sneeze in the middle of my sentences.
yep,
um
it be
but there's
like
like,
that.
there's like thousands of people who only know you for what you post. And it's like it's like getting one frame of it's like getting one frame of a movie, to base your whole opinion on.
Yeah,
Were there any like were there any people who like in, I guess specifically in nerdcore, who like you knew their music and stuff, and then you got a chance to talk to them and they were like different than you expected?
uh, hmm. Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I've like talked to quite a few people too.
You have, you vibe in a lot of places. It's kind of fun, like the number of
It
places that I see around, and I'm like, oh, I
it's
had no idea that like
it's
you were,
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy
you were here.
how many people's DMs and voice calls I've been in, like, that I didn't even think would happen a year ago.
Yeah, this community is just like, it's so welcoming. Like, if I think people really underestimate, but like, if you can hang, and if you're chill, and if you're like not problematic, You know, and especially if, you know, you have some kind of online presence. It's not necessarily that you're like a YouTuber or anything, but just that, like, you know, you are around, you're engaged, like active in the communities.
Yeah,
Um, like, yeah, people will notice, and just like people just want to hang. You know, there's not like a lot of. I mean, there's definitely people that are like this, but like for the most part, there's not a big like superiority complex in nerdcore. Usually when you see somebody that has that sort of thing, that exhibits it, it's like it's because they came from outside of nerdcore into nerdcore, and obviously
yeah,
that is not the case for everyone who has done that. But like, I feel like when you do see it, that's often what it is, because that's sort of the vibe that is like status quo or expected in other communities, and we've just been really like really fortunate that it hasn't really defined our side of of the internet.
yeah. Like there's been a surge of people from like one side of the music community coming into this community, especially with like the rise of I think Dizzy 8, getting into the anime rap side of hip hop, you know,
Hmm.
and I think good lot of people started following with that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're not saying that Dizzy 8 is one of those
Yeah,
people. You're saying that
well,
some of the
yeah,
people inspired by Dizzy 8
yeah,
tend to go that route. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, it's, but then you've got folks who have come from outside of nerdcore into nerdcore and just like fit into it seamlessly. You know what? Whether or not they like everything they do is nerdcore,
yeah.
um, like it doesn't have to be. Um,
Like,
like for instance, right? Like Ashton Larold, right? Solid guy, huge anime fan, like not a nerdcore guy, but like just sort of found his way over into nerdcore, and like everything he's done on this side of the music scene has been great, and like, he just vibes with this community, and like, he's just a kind of person that you would just immediately fall in love with, because he does not represent that sort of like, I don't know, like I don't know what you'd want to call it, like overly competitive bad vibes side of
yeah.
like YouTube rap that I think a lot of us have come to
Hey, I have another
be.
guy in
There you
mind that fits that same description. Faced Olaf. He's like,
go. Based. Oh,
yeah, he's not really like he's done stuff in like the nerdcore community with other artists here and there, but he does not claim to be a rapper or really anything at all. He's at least as far as I'm aware, he's primarily a Twitch streamer first.
yeah. Well, so it's kind of interesting. I mean, with Olaf, like obviously he is a musician, and I feel like it's really limited because most people have only really heard him rap in like English, which he doesn't do too much.
Yeah,
But like, I mean, I love listening to him rap in Polish. Like, when I heard him on "To Be Hated," from Shawty's album, like
yeah,
that's one of my favorite songs. Um, but like, yeah, I mean, these days he definitely, focuses on streaming. But like, obviously he is a musician. Like he's studied it. Um, I mean, also I think with Olaf specifically, like he's, very very much like friends with nerdcore artists, and so
yeah.
he, even if his music isn't necessarily nerdcore, like I don't think that Chleb is nerdcore. Um, but then again, what exactly is it? um, but like I don't know. I would say that he's very much a part of this community. I think he has been for a long time, even if he's not one of like the weekly like weekly anime rappers.
Yeah, he's definitely like he's definitely pretty decently known name within this community, at least for like one side of it, you know?
Yeah, here's what he is, a sweetie. I think we can all agree.
I mean, obviously, like, have y'all not seen his selfies and shit that he posts? Dude's fucking adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah.
An absolute sweetie pie. I feel like, yeah. I don't think, I think the only person who can like confirm that somebody is a sweetie pie is Stargirl, but like no doubt she would.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Let me pause for a second to take a sip from my cup. Who said that? Huh? Who said that? If anybody can tell me who said the lyric, let me pause for a second, take a sip from my cup, I don't even know what I'll do. I'll send you a beanie that I got that's a little too small for me. That's got dinosaurs on it. I'll mail that to your home address.
Actually, I can't think off the top of my head, to be honest.
I would be massively surprised if anybody got it. It's somebody everybody in this chat has heard of. It's Rustage.
Hey.
But it's a song from like it's a song from like almost 10 years ago.
Yo, that's crazy.
I will never miss a chance to say that I have been a fan of Rustage for about 10 years.
Yeah. Wait. I can't remember, but didn't we talk about that on the interview we did a few months back?
I think so. Like I said, I never miss a chance to bring it up. What's funny is that at the time I was like too afraid to talk to him. You know, I mean, he was a big YouTuber with like almost 500 subscribers, and you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then like, you know, he started picking up, and I was like, oh, I remember him, but I can't say that I knew him because like I was too afraid. I was like, I'll never be able to say that I know him, and then lo and behold.
I will say. Actually, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh.
I guess you won't say.
Yeah, I won't say.
Power move.
Yes. Big brain energy here on the Good Vibes podcast.
Energy. Who said that? That's the game. That's the game for this whole stream. Is just lyrics or almost what lyrics are, and then me saying who said that, like Screwface.
Hey.
Shout out Screw, by the way. He did a reaction to the Konoha Sensei Cypher by Connor Quest, which I'm on, which means that he's heard one of my verses.
Hey.
And he liked it. So, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I'm best friends with Screwface now.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
You react to someone's verse, you're instantly friends with them.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that's interesting about Screw is like he'll react to like I feel like most of the reactors that I see, like they tend to react to stuff that's like at least if it's nerdcore, like they react to stuff that's like new, you know? It's like reactions of the week sort of thing.
Yeah.
Screw will react to something that is like years old. I guess it's because like
I mean, to him music is just music.
Yeah. Like, but it's cool because like I feel like he's got enough sway as a reactor. People want to see him react to stuff. So like I feel like with a lot of reaction channels, for instance, with my reaction channel, right? Like a small number of people watch my videos because they want to see me react to stuff. Most of the people who see my reaction videos on my like tiny second channel uh watch them because they want to see somebody react to such and such video, and they typed it in the search bar, you know. Um so it's cool. I think it's cool when people have that kind of pull where it's like okay, I can react to, I mean, not necessarily whatever I want, but like, they can react to stuff that isn't trending. So I
Yeah.
think that's cool. Also, just having like that many people suggest stuff for you to react to is kind of cool.
And
Because I feel like there's that, like when you like start reacting to stuff, the only people that ask you to react to stuff are the people who made that stuff, and sometimes it's cool. Um, but that's it's kind of tough to sift through, and sometimes you
yeah.
feel obligated to react to stuff just because somebody asked you, you know, um, which can be tricky, because you're like I've got so much time in a day, um, you know, um, but like I don't know, it's definitely cool when I think it's really cool when you have like your community feeding back into what you make. Kind of a two-edged sword, of course. Like all you have to do is tune into one Schwabity stream to see somebody get annoyed by like the number of people who who suggest channel direction.
Yeah.
I don't know what do you think, like is there a balance that can be struck between like cuz some uh content creators are very sort of like aloof, I feel like, where like they want to, it's like they kind of want to make everything in isolation and then just put it out for people to experience. And then some other folks are like, oh, let me get my whole community around me. Like it's almost like everybody, all their fans are like do as much for their videos as they do. Um, but then that you get those sort of parasocial relationships where it's kind of blurs the lines between like, okay, this is do you actually know somebody, do you just watch their videos and think you know them? It's interesting because I feel like I've been on both sides of that,
Yeah.
as like fan of people, and then as somebody who, at least I think, like surely like two or three people in the world would say they're a fan of.
Oh, shit.
It's an interesting position, I think. I mean, at this point in my life, I'm still very much more so like a fan of people than anyone is a fan of me, I think. But I think when you look at like bigger artists, um, I think that must be tough for them to deal with, like feeling like either they're like becoming isolated out of necessity, or like that they have to choose to be more isolated simply because it's challenging to keep up with like that many voices.
Yeah. Especially the ones. Alright. So, especially the ones that are big and got that big, like, kind of fast, Like, had more massive growth than they probably could have expected.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why like DPS is always talking about like when like smaller artists will be like um like like I get so tired of like putting stuff out when it doesn't get views, and he's always like, put it out because when you like blow up, you're gonna want that back catalog. um and it's it's definitely true because I mean, I haven't had that like big like blow up, song yet. But every time that I have had like a surge in subs from like a feature or something that I've done, um, I always get a lot of comments on like old videos that I like forgot about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, people do care about the back catalog, and it is so much easier to have like a ton of stuff you've already made to refer people to than to like suddenly have all these subscribers and be like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to give them. You sort of feel like Jesus
Yeah.
feeding the 5,000 except without any magic powers. And you're just like, I'm sorry, I don't have very much bread or fish right now. If you come back in a week, I will try to have more bread and fish. Everybody's trying to be a non-magical Jesus. But
Yeah.
honestly, that's why I've always been afraid of like having anything go viral, because it can kill your channel.
I mean, I can imagine, like, the stress I know a lot of people get from content creation. Can some people end up getting so overwhelmed with it that they actually need to take long mental health breaks, you know?
For sure. I
Hey,
mean,
is that
like,
IBDL?
it sure seems to be IBDL in the chat. Shout out IBDL, I bring to lols. Speaking of people that I've been a fan of forever, I've been a fan of I bring to lols even longer than I've been a fan of Rustage. And now we're homies. Character arc. The
Yeah.
Jesus hair going on. Not white Jesus in 2021. Fair enough. Yeah. If there's a non-magical Jesus out there, he's white. White people have no powers. It's facts.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned that you felt like uh, between you, Connor, and Jason, y'all are pretty balanced, right?
I feel like,
Or at least at that point.
oh, like power rankings?
Yes.
Yeah. It's my belief that I think here's my hot take. I think right now, if Connor and I battled again, I doubt that I would win. I think that like being the first person to defeat somebody is vastly different than defeating them again, and I think that that's like exactly what the situation was when Jason and I faced off.
Yeah.
Like Jason was the first person to defeat me, and so the second time I knew what I was dealing with, and I had like leveled up accordingly. I think it would be. I mean, like I do not mind. I will never mind saying, as long as it's true, that Connor Quest is a vastly better rapper than me by like nearly any conceivable metric. If he had just done more battles, I see no way where he would not have been the season 1 champion, and I would happily happily acknowledge that. I think so. I think if I face Connor again, there's a chance I win. I think I wouldn't bet on it. Which maybe you're not supposed to say as a battle rapper, but like again, I'm not really a battle rapper.
Yeah.
I did it, because
Just for fun.
my very good friend Schwabity was starting a battle league and needed people in it. I don't think it's pure chance that I won. I just think it's not likely to happen
You
again.
definitely seem to have worked really hard at that. Like from when you started, you were kind of crazy, but like you were still like inexperienced. Then like up against Jason, as you mentioned before, was, as people have quoted, savage. And
Yeah, I mean, just the sheer difference between what in week 2 I thought was a hard bar, and then what by the end I was working with is like just a massive difference. Um, I think I think right now, if Jason and I matched up again, I think I would win. But I think that if Jason levels up the way that I leveled up, he's going to be an absolute threat to anybody.
yeah, I mean,
I
in
don't think
terms of battle bars and shit,
Oh yeah.
Jason's clean.
Yeah, Jason really is a born battler. Like his style is so much more suited to that than mine is. I really like, because I don't really like. I like, bars, but like honestly, what I really like find like happiness in with rapping is like rhythm and like intricate rhyme schemes and like and meaning, like weaving meaning and like story into like a really intricate or interesting rhyme schemes and rhythmic stuff. So like honestly, bars are like secondary for me. I think a lot of people consider them like one of my my wheelhouse, but like they kind of come second. Like sometimes I like barring out, but when I do, it's more like because people
Yeah,
like it than it is purely because that's what I love to do. I mean, I do. There's some times when I really feel like doing it, but I would be perfectly happy doing a song that had like no bars, just like cool rhymes and storytelling.
yeah.
And I mean, I have done that.
You like fucking hat. Actually, the entire fucking uh bars of bars of Tail Sing Say was just like you did kind of burn it, but at the same time it was still just more like shit to be wavy on. Like just kind of
Yeah. I feel like I mean, there's definitely bars. I think out of necessity, like you can't have a Sokka song that doesn't have bars.
yeah,
Like it's gotta. Um, I think like I don't know, like maybe something like my Zenitsu song, like not really bar heavy, very like storytelling, like sort of introspective. It's funny because that's the one where people were like, "Oh, Freeced is Zach Boucher." It's not the first time people said that I sound like Zach Boucher, um, which I'll take that over Eminem, which is
bruh.
sort of the constant plague since I or any other melanin challenged person started rapping. Um, like if you grew up in the 2000s and you rap, like to anybody who doesn't really know hip hop, like you are Eminem. If you're pale and you rap in the 2000s, you're Eminem. To a certain
Yeah,
subsection of people who only know Eminem. It gets old after like I think the third person says it. Um,
I, yeah, I can imagine.
but that's not because Eminem is bad. It's just because I don't think anybody wants to be like compared to the same person over and over. You start to feel like, wait a minute, like am I not original? It's like, no, you're fine. Just people are less than educated on a subject that you care about, and that's fine. Like not everybody needs to be versed in the same things, but you just can't let it get to you when people only know
Yeah,
one thing. Like I don't know, like if you were like really good at tennis and people were like, "Oh, look at Roger Federer over here." It's probably because they know one tennis player. you know? Or like if you're good at golf, people are like, ah, look at Tiger Woods. Again, they know one golfer. So if you rap and like people call you Eminem, it's because you're white and they know one white rapper.
Yeah.
Occasionally, if you're lucky, you might get NF.
But sometimes NF also gets Eminem for some reason.
Oh, 100%. To be fair, at least when he started, NF kind of did sound like Eminem.
But like, this went off on a completely different tangent of what I was going to turn it into. Was like talk about like power ranking balance in the Battle League, and then switching on over to balance changes in Overwatch experimental mode. Because I kind of want to know what you thought of that.
You're talking about like
on Overwatch.
Like crazy, like heavy-handed buffs and nerfs that they've recently added to experimental. I think that Sigma is broken beyond repair in experimental. The fact that he just flies like how high in the air? It's insane. I do not like that. I do not care for that whatsoever. I do not want that. I don't mind Junkrat having multiple traps. I think that's kind of cool.
I want to say, like, since you brought up Sigma, that instead of having him just fly in the air, just use the fact that he can levitate and give him like resistance to Earth Shatter. That in of itself would be a massive tank buff, you know?
Yeah.
CC resistance.
The Sigma one upset me so much that I can hardly even remember like some of the other main ones. What do they do to Brig?
Oh, so if you hit someone with the whip shot, it recharges.
Recharges your
shield bash.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's balanced
compared to all the other buffs. Oh, I think the maze is just fun. It's just funny. Because Mage just like is a tank now, right?
Yeah.
Again, I guess.
I still need to play that. I want to see.
What's funny to me is that she's physically bigger. So like, it's kind of death by snow.
Yeah, like. God, I really want to see how Mei functions as a tank. Like, I already kind of did play her half tank anyways. I think that's how most people played her, is half tank. Just because she had a wall. She had CC resistance.
Really, I mean, turns her kind of into a tank a little bit.
Yeah. She had like.
Mei is kind of growing on me, like as a character to play. I still absolutely hate playing against Mei's.
Yeah,
I think Mei is pretty OP, even in like regular.
But you can see why you hate playing against Mei's, because you have played Mei.
Because it's fun to play Mei, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anybody in experimental that I'm just like way more into playing specifically because they got, you know, altered. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I like playing Mei a little bit more, but honestly, I think the only major takeaway that I have is just that they need to put Sig back. Just put him back.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to add a couple.
Mercy's like blaster does more damage, right?
Does it?
Experimental.
I know they changed one of her abilities. I forget what it is. I think it's Guardian Angel is the ability. is the name of it. It's the one where you basically glide to like you
Yeah,
can
your
glide
shift.
to your, well, no, not your shift. It's the one where you fly over to
No,
like a teammate, right?
for me that's shift.
But I thought you I, I was thinking spacebar for a second. Anyways, but yeah. Uh, what was I saying? I'm gonna take a sip of water and get right back to that.
Duck Demon is talking about maining Mercy back when she had Team Revive. Yeah, now that was OP.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Uh, Alright, so the change I'm talking about is Guardian Angel. Apparently it's shift, but I rarely use it with the shift button because I've got a very special mouse.
Oh, here's what I hate about my mouse. I have this HyperX mouse, right? It's comfortable to use and everything, but you can't. Okay, so it has, buttons on the side and on the top, like extra buttons. I mean,
Yeah,
now you can assign those to things in game, but in order to use them at all, like for them to be active on the mouse, you have to also assign them to things in the mouse software outside of the game, just like in general, they do.
that's weird. I don't
You
have
have
to
to
do
like
that.
you can either like assign them like a specific macro or like, a set function. Um so but when you're playing the game and you use that mouse function to do the thing in game, it will also still do whatever it's set to do outside of the game. Uh, so you have to just like you have to be very aware of like what it is that it's set to do, and try and find a macro that essentially does nothing if you want to use it in the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of busted.
Uh,
Kind of makes me get a different mouse, maybe Logitech.
Oh yeah. So I remember the thing I was about to say, and it's that Mercy can now glide over to enemies, which is very scary if you see Mercy like charging at your head with her pistol, right?
Oh yeah, just combat mercy. Oh, especially because their pistol does more damage now.
Yeah. Also, Junkrat can put out up to 3 traps. He doesn't
3 traps.
he doesn't
Yeah.
have 3 that stack, but you can have 3 outs like within like just out in general.
Yeah. Um. Yeah,
Which,
I've got no complaints about that.
yeah, I'd say that's decently balanced because there's heroes that can definitely like it
I mean,
doesn't
if
do
it gets three,
that much damage.
I think Rat gets 3 traps.
Yeah,
Sim is another one of those heroes that is just like soul destroying to play against. Like Sim, May, mostly Sim and May. I think anytime I mean obviously Bastion, but like anytime I'm playing against a Sim, May, or Bastion, I'm gonna be annoyed. No way around it.
yeah. Oh, uh, what's your
Especially when I'm and I can't reach the turrets and nobody else will destroy them.
yeah? I want to ask, what's your favorite skin for this new event, the Archives event?
Oh, well, the only one I have so far, or no, I forget. I think maybe I got a Sombra one, but I don't remember what it is. Um, but I got the Lucio one, and that's dope. So
Hey, like
probably that so far.
It's not a bad
Who would
skin.
you
I
play
think
off?
it makes him look like a cyber goth biker.
I think Briggs looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And actually, Genji, I don't know, Genji's and Briggs look nice.
Dark Demon asks, thoughts on Overwatch 2? I don't know. I'm kind of excited.
It's hard to stay excited for over a year.
Yeah, like, one second, I need a stretch.
It's just been like about to come out for like a decade, it feels like.
Also, hey Omni, how you doing?
It's just like it just just got like one of the first like things that I did as like part of the sort of nerdcore community on YouTube was an Overwatch cipher, and that was recorded like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
An Overwatch 2 cipher.
yeah,
Because because the expectation was that it was like just about to come out.
yeah. Shout out Afro Legacy.
Yeah, and Sky Limits as well. And also Connor Quest, who mixed that cipher, which is actually how I met Connor Quest.
Yeah. Trying to remember what I was gonna say again. I'm sorry. So sometimes I'm good at conversation. Sometimes I just go straight blank. You know.
Relatable.
But yeah, like, I want to see what happens, like what they managed to do in terms of story mission stuff. And I'm kind of excited to try out the new game mode that has been teased.
Story mission stuff I'm definitely super interested in. Because I mean I'm interested in like the Overwatch like universe, you know? And I wish that like the game exhibited more of that. And it'll be cool to have a game that does.
I'd like to see some of the story stuff, like, at least present more lore, with like, personal relations of like Overwatch Talon, etc. members, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I
stuff
would
like that.
absolutely play just a solo Tracer game.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. I think it could be like, I don't know, like like some combination of like Mirror's Edge and Life is Strange,
Or like
combined with just shooting
Tracer
stuff.
Winston duo mission.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I think Reinhardt could also have a really cool solo game. I think if it was sort of like a sort of the way that like Marvel Heroes has done games, I think having different levels as like different characters. I think like some Sombra levels could be really cool. I also think it'd be really interesting if they did a game set in the Overwatch universe that introduced a new character and then you play as that new character, as that new hero. Like what if you're like a hero in training, and then you get to, it's kind of like the Force Unleashed, where you like get to choose your path and decide if you're gonna be like a hero or like a villain.
Huh.
I think that would be really cool. That's the game that I would make. I mean, I'm really influenced by like Jedi Academy and stuff like that.
Here's an idea, and it's not my own original idea. I think I've heard it from blame the controller. Um, but like something I think would be a good idea be like just to draw more people in and give people incentive to uh, like do social stuff. Uh, have like have like team. Trying to think of how to say this. So, think kind of like WoW, right? Where
Okay. I've
you
never.
but yeah, but you know, like there's the horde, and then there's like the other whatever, like factions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'd like to see something with Overwatch where you can be part of a faction, either Overwatch faction, uh, Talon faction, or like miscellaneous, because like a good lot of the characters aren't in either, but there's also it's not all just Talon and Overwatch characters.
Yeah.
And then like you choose a faction, and then you get perks for playing characters and stuff from that faction more often.
I was just thinking about solo games again, and if they did a McCree solo game, I would pay any amount of money for that.
I that'd probably
You
be
play through
fun.
like it's like a prequel, right? So you play through all of his like ups and downs with Ash and everything. That would be
All
that'd be
right,
dope.
so uh,
The game would be called Deadlock.
I was thinking Red
Red
Deadlock
Deadlock.
Redemption 3. All right, Blizzard, there you go. Next game, uh,
Easy.
Red
I know that
Deadlock
the reason
Redemption 2.
is because they're unable to think of titles for them. So
Yeah.
job done.
All right, I need to drink more water while I. Yeah, I'm gonna drink some more water.
Did I talk about why I'm yawning so much today? I'm usually not at this time of night.
Yeah,
It's
usually, at least the past few days or so, you've woken up around now.
I mean, not every day. Like, I kind of been waking up at like, I don't know, early afternoon or like morning, but for the past couple days anyway. Uh, I think early in the week I was definitely super off. But no, I I've been working on my car all day with my dad. Um, yeah, my my little '03 Accord chugging along. Who I've named, by the way, I've named Todoroki because the air conditioning works, except that on one side it only blows hot air, and the other side it only blows cold air.
Bruh,
So, yeah,
you know,
Todoroki.
you know what you could do with that? You can get your car vinyl wraps, make it a Todoroki Ida car,
Okay.
and then that's free parking at conventions right there.
Um. Yeah. No, it was a crazy amount of stuff. Like, I had to take it to a shop to get diagnosed. And they're like, all right, well, we can repair it, but we are gonna take your firstborn. And I was like, I don't have one. And they're like, ooh, how many kidneys you got? So I was like, all right, bet I can fix this. So then it was like, get parts and then just like install said parts. But it's kind of hard to replace an alternator and a tensioner assembly on an O3 Accord. If anyone ever has to do that, Hit me up. I have tips, experience.
Yeah,
It was just like 12 hours off and on of having my just being like arms deep in an engine.
yeah.
Not my
So
typical Friday. Normally I'm working on a song.
yeah, like, all right. So if anyone out there ever needs any mechanic advice, just send Freeced a DM because he now has experience.
Yeah, if you specifically for here's what I can do on a car. Tire change, easy. Oil change, I can do that. Spark plugs, I can probably do that. It's been a while. Um, uh, you wanna check your fluids? I'm good at that. You wanna change your brake pads? Tough. I can probably manage it. And now you wanna change your alternator and or your serpentine belts and or your tensioner assembly. As long as you drive a 2003 through 2007 Honda Accord V6, I'm there.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That like uh so we talked about this kind of in the DMs. But
Mhm.
like the cost of parts was like
Oh yeah,
not
it's
much
like
at
a couple
all,
hundred.
and they were asked like, and my brother is a diesel mechanic, right? And
Uh-huh.
if I had told him that, he would have been like, "Bruh, that is too much."
Yeah, it's definitely, like it makes sense like when it's a shop, when it's a company because there's so much overhead with that, you know? It's not like most of the time for at least this mechanic I went to, it's not like anybody's getting like, crazy rich off of like these repair
Yeah,
prices. It's just like they're a big shop, they have a lot of overhead, but still like, yo dog, yo dog, my ad revenue's not that great. Let me just get in some engine grease real quick instead. Um, yeah, no, but like it is cool when you have like a friend or like relative who either is like mechanically inclined or is a mechanic. Like when I have the choice and I can't or don't want to do the work myself, like I would much rather like pay somebody that I know, like buy the parts, bring it to them, because then you can probably just chill with them and they'll like just chat with you while they work on it and be like, yeah, this goes here, this does this.
yeah.
That's
Speaking of
such a
chat,
5 year experience to me.
Billy Mays up in here is like, "Bruh, can I get you to modify my racer scooter with a V8 engine? Can you?"
V8, that's overkill for a Razor. You'll be fine with a V4.
Yeah, take it from the expert himself.
Can you even have a V4? That's how little I actually know about engines. I don't
I
even know if you can have a V4.
I can't answer this question, but I know someone who could.
Yeah.
But what was I about to say? What was it about to say? Yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. Uh, I wanna I wanna talk about that drip again,
Okay.
cause like, not gonna lie, it is different from what most
It
people
is.
see you and you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I've usually, I go with the oversized sweaters. I mean, this is an oversized jacket, so it's not crazy far off. Um, it's all pretty much dinosaur themed, and then Spider-Man with the shirt. The bucket hat is new. The bucket hat's definitely new. These glasses, I have had them for a while, and I just never wear them because I'm just not going anywhere these days, and they're kind of for effect,
Yeah.
And I got them because I've always been a huge Mitch Hedberg fan. He's one of my favorite stand-up comics. Rest in peace. And he always wore like either red tinted sunglasses or like blue tinted sunglasses. Um, and I just always thought it was really dope. So like a combination of like Mitch Hedberg, and Elton John, and like I guess Ozzy Osbourne sunglasses as well. Like just sort of combined to make me want like blue tinted sunglasses. And blue's my favorite color, so yeah. I also have like a dinosaur I guess it's like sort of a light sweater. I don't know, it's really just like a loose shirt, but it also has like one of those sort of like hand warmer pockets on the front like a hoodie would have.
Yo.
Yeah, this has a hood on it. I guess I could
Hey,
put that on.
you look like you getting ready to hop in the booth.
Hop in the booth. Yeah, this is my new booth.
I'm pretty sure you...
Hey, it's free time boy in the booth. I think bucket hats are about to come back in a big way. I saw Saikuna wear a bucket hat, and I was like, this is the future.
See, all we really need is like Rustage to wear a bucket hat one day, and then the rest of the community is gonna wear bucket hats for a year.
See, as much as I love Rustage, I don't think that he is a fashion trendsetter. I think he is a musical trendsetter. And I think that if he does a song about an anime, a lot of people are going to do songs about that anime. I think if he does a thumbnail in a certain style, I think a lot of people are going to do a thumbnail in that style. However, I think that the fashion trendsetters, I leave that to folks like
Schwabity.
I don't Schwabity. I mean, I would say Cam Steady.
Yeah.
Even like NLJ, Fable. I think DPS. I think DPS. I mean, not even just fashion. Look at the yerba mate craze that swept through after DPS started talking about it. I can't believe he doesn't have a yerba sponsorship. Like,
Yeah.
they are losing money for every second that they don't sponsor him.
I mean,
Because
honestly,
he didn't convince anybody to do anything just by doing it.
like if he said, "Man, fuck yerba," everyone would stop drinking yerba.
Everybody would stop drinking it. That's the rules.
Yeah. So
If he started drinking like Capri Sun, everyone would be like, "That's the tip. That's what you got to do."
but then with...
That said, I haven't really been had any more inclination to get a Mac. So maybe it has its limits.
Yeah. I mean, at that
I know
point,
I want the AirPod Pros.
yeah. At that point, though, like you're also looking at, oh, this is gonna be a bit costly to do, anyways. So like,
Yerba mate is costly. This stuff is like $3 a can. Crazy.
that is crazy. I have no idea where to get any.
You know what I'm drinking?
What?
Summit Cola from Aldi.
Hey.
You know Aldi's?
Yes.
Aldi's nuts. Sorry. Well, not
Well,
sorry.
I actually do like getting honey roasted peanuts from Aldi's. I save a good bit of money.
It's a good shop. My favorite thing that they sell at Aldi is shopping carts. I bought 4 of them for $1.
Sorry, I was drinking water while were you talking. That's it. I need to adjust myself.
That's crazy. That's my favorite joke I've ever written. I didn't realize you were drinking water.
Sorry. Do I want to do I want to stay hydrated or do I want to die? Is basically what I've been doing.
Yeah. I think both. Stay hydrated for now, and then if you're tired of being hydrated at 90 or 100, then make a decision,
Yeah, fair.
and you can stop being hydrated if you want.
Yeah. So, one thing that I words, goddamn. All right, so one thing I wanted to ask, and this is something I kind of ask, or that I've kind of been asking everyone on this. If you could give any sort of quote, inspirational quote, to the masses, like piece of advice, something, what would it be? Go.
Okay. All right, here it is. Here's the wisdom. Everything happens one way once. The past does not exist. Neither does the future. All we have is right now. Right now is rapidly becoming the past. So don't worry about right now because it's already the past which doesn't exist. Don't worry about the future. It doesn't exist yet. Just do your best in the millisecond to millisecond consciousness that you have, because the rest it extends into infinity, and it has already forgotten that you exist. Is that inspirational, or is
I
that
mean,
vast depressing? I don't know.
I think it could go either way.
It cheers me up.
That got hella deep, like real fast.
Spark notes, though. Spark notes. Just don't live in the past or the future. It's a lonely place to be.
Yeah. But hell, I words.
Oh wait, I have another one.
Hey,
Borrowing worry from years yet unsigned for is a choice of poor economic rationale. There we go. Yearbook quote. Freeced.
hey. Now I forgot what I was about to say. I apologize. Anyways, yeah, anyways, I am spacing. I'm gonna drink some water.
You're getting hella hydrated over here, and I'm drinking Summit Cola.
Yeah, well, I can't look this nice without water, you know?
Yeah, and I wouldn't look like this if I did drink water.
Alright, so yeah.
You hasn't drunk water in about 8 years.
Alright, so to look as amazing as you, I just gotta stop drinking water. Got it.
I mean, it's relative amazing. It's relative. We don't get that glow.
Alright, so
You might not be a cat girl. You might be a cactus girl.
yeah, probably. Sorry, I'm just kind of imagining that though. Like,
Cactus girl?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been drawn. That is somewhere out on the internet.
Yeah.
There's plenty of different types of plant girls.
Little known rule of the internet. If it exists, there is cactus of it.
Yeah, that's like rule
1.
what?
34.1.
Yeah, 34.1. If it exists, there's a cactus of it.
A cactus of it.
So, this is a Good Vibes podcast. that we've kind of been vibing on.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time too. I've got music going on, like it just for some ambience, you know.
I can't hear the music,
Oh,
but
it's a
I believe.
playlist of Freeced music, because why
Oh,
not?
word?
Yeah, it's
It's just
really
all my rap
it's
playing
just
softly in the background.
whatever you have on Spotify is on shuffle.
Ah, sick.
So
And mildly bizarre now. Very very sort of layered, you know. I'm like a I'm like a chocolate layer cake with chocolate filling, and the chocolate is made of me.
that fuck.
A gingerbread man lives in a gingerbread house. Is the house made of flesh, or is he made of house? He screams, for he does not know. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so that's gonna make my brain numb. I'm not gonna lie. That's like
This is the version of Freeced that is, you know, this is like the very like
yeah.
end of day Freeced.
This is late night feasts. This is late night feast, guys. Like, this is the feasts that I see when we're playing Overwatch at like
Oh,
1, 2 in the morning.
yeah. Usually this is like 3, 4 a.m. Freeced. It's just I got up at 6 like 6:30.
Yeah, like you've been and like you weren't just up doing nothing. You've been working on the car all fucking day, right?
Yeah, I'm like Megan Fox in the movie Transformers. She works on a car in that movie.
Yeah.
Pe-
I
People
mean,
forget that she actual mechanical, know-how.
yeah. Like, and I bet you look just like her working on that car.
I
You
do,
know?
I do. It's the same sort of getup.
Yeah. What if you opened up your own little mechanic service? Call it Only Vans.
Okay, go on.
And like it's just you and a couple of homies dressed up
Hmm.
like Megan Fox and Transformers, working on
Okay.
cars all day.
They'd be like, "Yo, I think that my car blew a transformer." I'd be like, "That's none of my business."
And your logo was like uh is like a like imagine Pat's face, but sort of similar to like the uh Autobots uh symbol.
Okay, interesting. I feel like Robosaur might be the better candidate.
Oh, all right, that works. See, I completely forgot that was a thing.
See, people will remember Robosaur. I'm very close to getting the Robosaur emotes. Like the sketches are done, so hopefully like the finished versions will be done like before too long, because it'll be dope, when those are around, and everyone can remember Robosaur's existence. People know
Hey,
Robosaur as like a friendly chat bot. People don't know, he's got a soul.
yeah, ito,
In insofar as a sort of a metal dinosaur has a soul.
yeah, ito. You know what's a piece of sad news? Like I know just good vibes, but this is kind of sad news. That's been going around. But apparently DMX recently passed away. And like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. That
that's
was
a huge bummer, especially for like especially since a lot of us are like really into hip hop and shit. Like he's been one of the biggest names around.
Yeah, I mean, not only his music, but like the way his music has influenced others, and then also just like the way that he's influenced other people, and like his sort of musical and cultural legacy is incredible. Absolutely, like rest
Yeah,
rest in
so
peace.
like yeah, rest in peace, DMX. Like dude's a fucking legend, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I know there's been times where I've actually kind of compared Rap Night to like a young DMX almost, just the way he's rapped on some of his verses. And so that he's one of the first few people I think of hearing this news. It's like, damn.
That influence, like I said, that influence just spreads so far. I think I don't think we will ever see the end of DMX's musical legacy. I think there will always be people who are inspired
Yeah.
by his sound and sort of his musical philosophy.
All right. So let's bring back some good vibes, just real quick.
Sure.
All right. So I know we've mentioned you were working on a card. Did you get it fixed? Like, like,
Yeah. Finally, it took a new alternator, and it took two separate tensioner assemblies because the first one was messed up, so I had to go back and get a second one. And it took yeah, it took a lot of time, and a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of my dad's help.
yeah,
But yeah, finally got it running. Here's what I'll say: before, my car was doing two things that were just not cool. The first was when it would start up, it would make just like the most frightening sounds, just sort of like a chattering, like chirping, like squealing, plus a rattling all at once, and that was just
damn.
never fun. Second, and more immediately pressing, it was starting up, and then you would drive it like 100 feet, and then it would die. So yeah, so we slapped in like I said, a new alternator, which fixed the whole it dying problem. And then the serpentine belt and the tensioner assembly had to be replaced as well, and those were the real fun parts. Serpentine belt, always tricky, but never, I don't think, maddening.
Yeah.
Whoever designed the tensioner assembly, this will be interesting to all of the nerdcore fans in the audience. To whoever designed the tensioner assembly for the 2003 Honda Accord LX V6, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Bolts should come all the way out, not run up against the firewall.
Bruh. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Pain is what it means.
Yeah. So it's like it destroys a whole damn village. Got it.
Yes, feels like it.
I'm sorry. That was kind of lame. See,
They were like, this car will know pain.
and then some.
But Todoroki is doing much better. He kind of sounds like he had asthma and just took like a big inhaler hit. Just having those like few.
Just imagining Todoroki with asthma though, like
Oh wow.
that it would make it kind of hard for him to use his powers, wouldn't you think? Like the
Yeah.
constant change in humidity alone around him would like damage his lungs.
Yes, I think in general, asthma damages most people's health when they have it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asthmatic. I don't know.
It's the sinuses for me.
You know, would be interesting to see, and like something that'd be interesting to see, and I wouldn't say My Hero because at this point, it probably wouldn't happen. But like seeing another kind of superhero anime, right? Where one of the main or like big side characters just happens to have medical medical condition that just makes him seem more human, like asthma, or just has to take insulin or something. You know, that'd be interesting.
I think that kind of stuff works really well in the Percy Jackson universe.
Yeah.
That's
I
that's the
I
full thought.
I have not. I think I read the first book. I cannot remember. Only
I
thing I
would do
remember
a
is
Percy
like part of the
Jackson
movie.
episode, but I don't know who would watch. Also, it's like I don't want to do a Percy Jackson song because I don't want to use like movie footage.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there like a graphic novel?
it's weird doing a song that isn't like I don't know. For some reason, trying to make a music video from a non-animated show just feels super weird to me. Not sure why.
Oh, here's what you could do. You could do just like a fan art sort of still image with visualizer on it. Boom.
That's true.
Video. And then lyrics on the screen.
Yeah. I have been trying like experimenting with some different like lyric video styles lately because I'm trying to see like what's sort of the median between like being able to occasionally do full like AMVs that I really put a lot of time and work into, and then like also being able to do fairly simple lyric videos but that people still enjoy. That's the thing, like when I still do almost every part of everything that goes on my channel I do myself. My best friend Caffeine has helped a lot with like design elements and some templates that I use. But then as far as like actually making the videos and like obviously production and recording and mixing and mastering and like everything, it's just me, and like doing an AMV every week and concurrently doing like producing, writing, recording a song every week like it's a lot. And it's kind of the circle of like it's a lot for me to do on my own, so I want to outsource it, but I can only outsource it if I get it to somebody like a week or two before it's supposed to come out. But I don't have time to do that because I'm too busy working on these projects. But I'd have time to do that if I outsource them, but I can't do that because I'm working on these projects and they have to go up. And yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
it's a bit self-fulfilling, I guess.
So, and again, I keep I do this a lot, and I'm pretty sure I'm definitely not the only one. But a lot of times, I'm just like listening to someone talk, and it's like I have no idea what to say. Like I'm kind of just
For me,
vibing.
it's
I'm
like,
just
oh, go
vibing
ahead.
to what you're saying. Like half of this conversation.
Yeah. It's funny because for me, like, I almost never, don't have anything to say, but like, ooh, me trying to remember anything that I just said a second ago,
Oh,
like, not
I was
happening.
I was
On.
uh, I went to take a sip of water. Took too big a sip of water.
Oop.
Okay,
You're about
so
to end up doing corpse voice with nobody redeeming it.
I knew, right? Yeah. Yeah, this has been an hour and 30 minutes. Goddamn. Alright. So I think I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up within a few minutes before I choke on some more water. Alright.
You always want to get in ahead of the choking to death.
Yeah. So, before we go, so aside from obviously having a nice fixed car, any other sort of good vibes for the week, I should say.
Well, that's the big one because I've been without a car for like 2 weeks. My other just like good vibe this week is like, and I mentioned this at the end of last week, like when when I first put out my vent rap video, and then I re-uploaded it because I wanted to fix something in the track, but like yeah, I'm taking this week off from uploading on my main channel, and from doing scheduled streams, and it's almost the end of the week, so I'll be back to normal stuff soon. But it's just been so nice having time off. Like,
Yeah.
even if some of my time off is like spending 12 hours working on my car, like that's fine. Like, it's I love everything that I do for my channel. Like, I love making music. I love writing. I love recording. I love working with my friends. Um, obviously, like I love streaming and I love podcasting and I love talking to everybody in chat and everything like that. But like uh I've been doing weekly uploads on YouTube pretty much solid for a year and a half now on this channel. Like the only times that I've missed like a week or two was last fall when I broke my wrist. And I was recovering. And even then I was still working on stuff.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the ability to like I didn't have, my full like lung capacity to be able to record.
Yeah.
So like specific like taking time off on purpose, just for the reason of like my mental health and I mean my physical health too. Of course mental health is physical health.
Yes. Like,
But yeah, just intentionally taking time off just to sort of like catch my breath, realize how much I love doing what I do and like the reasons why and what parts of what I do I love the most and what I should, focus on. It's just been really centering, really, really nice. And I feel very well. Like I just feel better in general than I normally do. So yeah, all of that taken together is my good vibe, I think.
yeah. So, uh, Alright, so for me, uh, honestly, uh, at some point, uh, wait, I can't remember if it was exactly this week, but at some point within like the past couple weeks, uh, I was I was streaming and like Frost came in and he fucking hit my goal for HRD, or at least what I was planning on for like my donation goal for streaming at first was so I can start HRT later this year.
That's
And
dope.
so like
That is a good
that's
vibe.
yeah, that's definitely good vibes. Shout out is that Frost. That dude is like the homie of the community.
Oh, Frost is the hub, and we are but spokes.
But yeah, so that definitely was something that made my week. Uh, that aside, though, I'll say, I recently got, uh, I recently got this cute crop top hoodie that's like, it's made in a style, like the design of it is similar to like the Hegel stuff, you know, but it's like a lot,
Okay.
it's a lot safer, and it's very pink and blue, you know,
Okay. Love that.
and it's like a crop top hoodie. So like
Maybe I should start
I
selling crop
had
top
to
hoodies.
I had to get it. So like that was also pretty nice. Uh, I wanna be able to get a decent picture at some point because I have an outfit idea for it where I wear it with I got a pair of high-waisted jeans and like a tank top to put under it, and I want to see how that looks when I get a chance later.
The fit.
It, not gonna lie, I think I got pretty decent. I got pretty decent fashion sense. Like right now, I'm wearing some dope ass looking pants and like a black and striped sweater with a raven skull necklace.
You must have been talking to Shiga.
She got
She got the drip.
a
I can't do these anymore.
Alright. So, I guess that's it. Would you like to say any parting words? And then maybe plug yourself. Even though
On
we already
camera?
yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah, well, you know, thanks for listening, everybody, and thanks for chatting along. I think y'all are a delight to have around. Thank you, Zaina, for having me. Yeah, here's my final words. Be kind to other people, and to yourself, and you know, don't don't forget either of those.
Yeah.
The kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you can and will be to other people. And there's to me nothing more important. Yeah, love on your homies. You know, don't pay attention to the haters.
Yeah.
Vibe when you can.
Yeah. Vibe. Good vibes.
Just vibe. Recognize good vibes when you see them. Take a second and be like, that's pretty. That's good vibe. Right
Yeah.
there.
Like
it's primo vibe.
Yeah, just taking all the good vibes that you can. Like
Yeah, for sure.
appreciate the good vibes that you have. You
Yeah.
know?
Am I supposed to drop links? I'm Freeced. You can find me on youtube.com/Freeced, Twitter @me Freeced, TikTok @Freeced. I recently had a TikTok like get a little bit of traction, so I'm coming up on like 400 followers over there. So yeah, check it out. I guess I'm kind of getting active on TikTok. Let's see, Instagram @FreesedRaps, Twitch.tv/Freeced with 6 E's in the middle. FREEEEEECED. Millennium Boomer pronounces it the best out of anybody, I think.
Hey.
Yeah, that's me. I'm around. I'm around.
Yeah, he gets
Oh, I
around
recently put
all.
together. Um, sorry, I recently put together a playlist on my channel. If you go to my channel on YouTube, which is just Freeced, I have a playlist of all of my battles from the Pack Lunch Battle League,
Hey.
leading to my championship battle. So if that's something you're interested in, I've
Yeah,
compiled it in a
if y'all wanna see the coziest guy in the community, like beat people savagely in the rap battle, go check out this playlist. I will actually link that playlist in the description, for anyone who wants to see it. And yeah, so this has been Good Vibes of a Catgirl. I am your host, Santa Kitty. This has been Freeced. And yeah, we'll see you around later. I don't know how often I will be streaming these, but I will definitely announce when I do. So follow me on @ZanaKitty everywhere to keep up to date with the podcast. That all out the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful time. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.